Slow this 18-wheeler down. It's Minister Hot Rod Sholars, folks. Sunday morning. I think it's April 3rd. Let's see, the first was Friday, 2nd, April 3rd, 2016. We're pulling in, folks. I got the minister behind me. Fixing to pull over here to my favorite gas station. Coming around the corner when she comes. And what I'm going to do is check my tires real quick. Go in here like I always do. I check the trailer tire pressure. And the minister will be ready to go, folks. All right, let me get things adjusted. Okay, folks, it's the Minister Hot Rod Sholars. We're pulling out of the Shell station here at Shaw 99. And didn't need much air except for the left side. Let's see. Oh, shit. Let me check my lights real quick. You know these things. All right, good to go. Had to check my lights. Sometimes I have a problem after it has rained, but once it's been dry, it's always that connection. I should have checked the minister to make sure she was tightened up. As you know, sometimes when she's sitting there, she appears to be a little loose. All right, folks, we're getting on to 99 South off of the Shaw, heading on the freeway. All right, once we get up close to the dam, I'll tune you back in. Ladies and gentlemen, look at that beautiful sky. It's Minister Hot Rod Sholars. You know I'm headed where the bass are jumping. Better slow down. Coming in, folks, coming in. All right. Look at that view there. I know, folks, you folks anticipating, yeah. I better give you a good view of that trailer park as I go by. You're gonna be upset with me, huh? All right, folks. They love it. Just love that shit. Sorry. There you folks. You're ready for some uptown, upward mobility? You better get yourself a spot over there at that trailer park. Okay, folks, and we're heading through town. Let me straighten up. I think I'm driving crazy. Look at that beautiful sky. It's April 3rd, 2016. Coming up on that Friant Dam. It's roughly 6:08 in the morning. Minister thought he's running 30 minutes late. No, I'm right on time. I don't like to hit the water in the dark anyway, folks. Yeah. Alright, folks, headed up the hill. Let me turn it off. Alright, folks, it's Minister Hot Rod Sholars. We're getting ready to pull into Millerton Lake. Millerton Lake. Coming down the hill, as you can see, it's 6:11. The sun is not up. We beat the sun this morning. We're pulling in. It's a lot of traffic Majority of these cars are probably leaving the casino. I wonder if this is a shift change of workers. You would hate to believe that many gamblers decide to leave at once at one time, huh? Unless they all were winners. Now, if they were winners, they would have stayed. Yeah. When you're winning, it's hate to leave. Hate to leave that golden goose. Okay, folks, we're pulling up to the gate, which you already know the routine if you watch the Minister Hot Rod Sholars Fishing Show. Pulling up to the gate, remember you got to pay the piper. It's $10 for vehicles. Additional $7 if you have a trailer or you're going to use the ramp. And don't worry, baby, it is on the honor system. Don't pay. They'll show up like the IRS. All right, let me wait. Let me go get everything done. All right, folks, we're pulling out past the pay window. As you come in, there's a sign here to the right, sort of tells you the different ramps. Ramp 1, 2 to 5, so I'm assuming this would be number 2. Boom, boom, boom. But this is the closest ramp after the pay window. And it shows a historical Millerton sign. I don't see many boaters here today, folks. But you never know. Think you're creeping in. They be down there hiding. All right, folks. Looks like I told you. What's that way over there? There's a boater. I told you, folks. They here. There's never any opportunity. Here's another boater. Okay, folks. I'm going to pull in, load up the Minister, and let's get ready to fish. Yeah, I see a bunch of them down at the ramp. It's cool this morning, so you need to buckle up. All right. Okay, folks, Minister Hot Rod Sholars, we're getting ready to pull down. Last week, we were able to launch from this ramp here. Now we have to go further down. And the reason for that is they've started to let some of the water out of this location. Now, letting the water out is because they're going to start to have snow melt. Heck, today is going to be 80 degrees. I can guarantee a lot of snow is going to melt. And it's for flood control purposes. And probably majority of most of the year. So that there is where we were able to launch last week. For 2 weeks we were able to launch there. They've started to let some of the water out because of flood control. You can go over there and your fish finder will see a lot of fish in that area, but hell, they don't bite. Don't ask me what's going on. So what we're doing is we're headed down now to this one, and all this is still the first ramp. It's just lower, or this is the second ramp, but it's lower than what I've just showed you. So you're going further down. See, a lot of this area was underwater last week, and now it's visible because they've started to let out some of the water. All right, look at that. We've got the patrol over there. Okay, let's get going. Let's get launching, folks. This is Minister Hot Rod Sholars, folks. If you look at that dam there and you saw my fishing video last week, look at how far that water has dropped, or that's how much water they've let go just in a 1 week period. Because that water was way up there on that dam. Sometimes dropping water like that is not good, but for the Minister Hot Rod Sholars, it makes it for a good fishing day. The only problem is you have to be very careful when we're headed towards a rocky area. You have to be very careful because you're going to have more visible rocks. But that is the dam, Friant Dam, and they let a lot of, holy cow, a bass just jumped up, folks. Woo, spooked me. Thought it was Moby Dick out here jumping up, but that is the dam. Okay, it's Minister Hot Rod Sholars. As you know, we're headed to my favorite fishing location, and right now we're going around this mountain, and last week the water was way up and it's down now. Okay, we're headed, folks. It's no wind, but it's a strong current. That's why we're not moving very fast. It's Minister Hot Rod Sholars, folks. I'm showing you where I'm heading, and straightforward here as that sun is shining. Okay, right around the tip here where I'm headed. Let's see. Right around this edge, folks, is where I'm headed. Once we get around that corner, I'll start videotaping again. Remember, this is the spot where the bass are jumping in the boat. We're going to go ahead and go around this corner. Again, last week, much of this beach area here was close to the water. Now a lot of it is starting to look more like beachfront property instead of property underwater. Okay, we're headed around this point. Okay, folks, Minister Hot Rod Sholars, we're coming around the bend towards the fishing spot. A lot of these boulders, a lot of those rocks were underwater last week. Now they're visible. And you look at some of the size of them, you would not want your boat to land on top of them. You have to be very careful in this lake. I had a friend, Richard, tell me that he lost 2 friends in this lake. One was in an 8-foot boat, and a skier coming across with the rope. I guess the rope caught him by the neck. It snatched him out of the boat. They never have found his body in this lake. And this second friend who drowned in this lake, his body rose up 7 years later. So you have to be very careful in this lake. You can have a lot of fun, but you don't want it to turn into a tragedy. Okay, and we're coming around the point. I bet you if you go and dock and you climb some of that rock, you'll probably find a lot of lures over there in that area. Guys have been fishing. Okay, it looks like we're in 30-something feet of water. Okay, folks, the Minister Hot Rod Sholars here. Let me turn this boat around because the camera's in the sun. Let me turn this around. I'm going to show you what I'm going to fish with here. And this is called the what? The Mississippi. It's that Mississippi rig. Remember I showed you last week how to tie the line to your hook. Remember? Don't forget to put your slip weight on first. Put your slip weight on first. Then you tie your hook onto the line. And I had mentioned last week that I didn't know. I knew that this worm was had purple in it. They're crazy about that purple. I tell you folks, they're crazy about that purple worm. This is the pack that I purchased from Fisherman's Warehouse here in Fresno. Now, what I found out is the number here for this type of keeper is you have to look, it'll be ST1059P. So it's not as if like some of them you'll find a certain color. What you'll have to do is you'll go off of this number ST1059P, and that's how you can determine what color this is. Okay, let's turn this baby off. We don't want to drift too close into the rocks. Trying to take some type of control here. Taking that hook, folks. Take that worm. Remember that worm is flat on the bottom. You're going to go right into the nose of it. And come just out. See? Not even that far back. Right there. Then come all the way up with your hook. Turn your hook over and come back into the body. And remember, I always said push that body up a little bit, because when you put your hook in, you want it to look more natural. Straight bite. And what happens is underwater, this tail floats up and it's like, you know, enticing that bass. Come here. Okay, let's get fishing, folks. Minister Hot Rod Sholars. It's April 3rd, 2016. It's roughly, let's see, 7:35 in the morning. All right, let you look at that sun coming up. Sunshine. Yes, it is. Minister Hot Rod Sholars, this song, folks, it's on. Son of a gun. Okay, let me get this bass up. I know I didn't give you good photography last week. Let me try to give you good photography and catch this fish too now. All right, ooh, let me give you a shot of this. Come on now. Look at the side of that bass, huh? Huh? Look at that. Look at that, folks. Huh? Look at that. I thought I was stuck. Son of a gun, look at that. Shit, I think I'm gonna have to try him tonight for dinner. All right, let me get him out the boat. Let me get him in the boat, folks. All right. Let me put this stand down right. Okay. Oh, I thought I was stuck, folks. I told you they like that purple. They want that purple. All right. Okay, folks. Look at that. Look at that, huh? Look at the size of that bass. Shucks. Whew. Tell you they want that perk. Okay. Let me get him in the boat. I think I'm going to have to put him on a stringer, folks. I'm going to try this largemouth. Okay, it's Mr. Hot Rod Sholars. I thought I was stuck for a moment. Okay, folks, this is what I'm drifting over right now. Let's see if I can give you a good shot of that. Holy no. Man, I had to get me one of them camera sticks, huh? Okay. See all the, look at that jumbo. Ooh, look at that bubba there. As they call that fat cow. Okay, let me get back in the water, folks. I had to cut my line to get the fish off. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Hot Rod Sholars again. Oh shit, he got off. I let him go. He hit me when I was coming up, folks. Sorry about that. Hit me when I was coming up. All right, let me go back and get him. I was drifting. Okay, folks. Mr. Hot Rod Sholars, just a baby. Not very big, but hey, what I was doing was just just drifting. And he went and picked it up. All right, probably about the same size as the last one I jumped off. All right, Mr. Hot Rod Sholars, let me get him off. Mr. Hot Rod Sholars, folks, got another. Okay, let's bring him up. He's fighting like he's strong. He's fighting like he's a monster. Oh, shut. Uh-oh. Maybe meal number 2. Oh, no, he a little. Okay. He a little. Look at him. Acting all tough. Give me back my worm. He sure part tough. All right, folks, let me get back at it. Okay, folks. Oh, Mr. Hot Rod Sholars just caught another one. Uh-oh. He couldn't be too big because I'm trying to film. Look at him. Look at him. Yeah, they like that purple. I told you, folks. And not the long one. They want that purple short. They want that purple. All right, let me throw him back in. I know the big ones are laying around there too. Mr. Hot Rod Sholars, folks. April 3rd, 2016. Still on the edge fishing, folks, but a bass was jumping up over there. It got pretty crazy real quick. All right, it's Mr. Hot Rod Sholars, April 3rd, 2016. Mr. Hot Rod Sholars, folks, finally, it's been a spell. Finally got another one on here. All right, let's see what we got. All right, he ain't that big. Whew, I tell you. Yeah, but what? It's not that late, folks. Ain't but 10:35. I tell you, it was a spell for a minute. Okay, let me get this guy off of. All right. Just got another one, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's bring this baby up. Come on. Ooh, shit. This little one will fight. Uh-oh, look at him. I'm bad. Got a shot there. He a little small one, but he still put up a fight. All right, you guys, let me get back to it. Well, folks, I didn't want to have to show this one. This one here, I was too embarrassed to bring him in. Little old bitty. Let's get him off the hook, folks. Look at this little itty bitty. Causing trouble. Let's see, I don't even think I need to turn up my worm too. I don't need that. Causing trouble. All right, folks. Let me throw him back in the water. Little joker. That little baby, where he at? Starting to get bigger now, folks. Uh-oh. Let me back on up out this spot. Another little one. Mr. Hot Rod and grabbed another. How about these babies are biting though, folks? Look at this. I got about 7, 8 of these already. I need some more with some meat like I caught this morning. All right, let me get him off. This is Mr. Hot Rod Sholars, folks. It's roughly 1:30 in the afternoon. They're biting, but the small ones are biting, so we're taking a break. As you can see there, I got the minister over here in the water, sitting there just taking it easy. charging up the batteries. So folks, we're just sitting here in Millerton, taking it easy before we head out again. Look at that beautiful beach. Beachfront product. Take a look at that, folks. Isn't that beautiful? Yep. Sitting here on the beach. Minister Hot Rod Show, April 3rd, 2016. Well, folks, that's my buddy Aaron. He came over to say hi. The guy from one of my shows who really taught me how to come out here and use this Mississippi setup. He said, well, I don't have the dogs today. Oh, well, let me get this. Forgot I had my reel in the water. All right, yeah, Aaron's going out. He said they caught about 17 already. So what it is, I guess, when I'm feeling this little tug, I'm missing the opportunity of, you know, snagging some of these bass. The Minister Hot Rod Sholars will pick it up. All right, folks, the time is 2:20. So we got about 3 more hours out here. Okay. Minister Hot Rod Sholars got another one. All right, I'm in. Look at that bass fight. Look at him, folks. Look at him fight. Where is he at? Where is he at? I got glare, folks. That's why I don't see him. I got too much glare. Where is he at? There he is. Okay. All right. It's about 2:45, folks, in the afternoon. Let me throw this back in. Okay, folks. Minister Hot Rod Sholars. What I'm going to show you is, see over there, folks? That's where I'm going to toss my Alabama rig, right over in that area. Now, I'm going to let it sit. I have the trolling motor, I think, on number 1 reverse, only one. And what I'm going to do is I will slightly just pull it along. But also at times I'll cut the trolling motor off if I feel it's pulling me back too fast. And what you'll feel is, you'll feel a nudge. And sometimes I was thinking I'm dragging the bottom, and what Aaron is saying is that those actually the bass are hitting. And I've been missing those bites. So I could have caught more fish, folks. Alright. So sometimes you have to improve your technique, slow down a little bit. Remember, it's a nice sunny 80 degrees, I assume, but the water is still cold. It's coming off snow. Okay, folks. Fishing tip for Minister Hot Rod Sholars. Let me go back in reverse on number 1 as we start drifting forward. I'll reel it in. Uh-oh. We got splashing over there. But they've been tearing up my worms, so if you come up here, you're going to need 2 packs of worms. Oh, that wasn't a good cast. Okay, folks. Mr. Hot Rod Sholars. Minister Hot Rod Sholars, folks. All right, finally. Whew. Finally, got another. Boy, I tell you, I was sitting up here going to sleep. Where you at, buddy? I don't even see you on. Okay, there you go. Let me get you further. I was sitting there going to sleep. This joker hit hard, too. I thought he was a monster for a minute. Look at him. Get off. About a pound. A little bigger, boy. I tell you, he'd hit the skillet. My giant one got off. Got off my stringer. All right, folks.
You hear the car?